Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Voice of Learning, the podcast where we dive into real histories about language learning and everything that comes with it. I am Jaider, your host, and guess what? I am not alone today. I have got four incredible guests and friends with me, and together we are going to share our personal journeys with the English language. We'll talk about how we got started, the challenges we face, the things that help us grow, and where we are headed next. Let's meet the team. Quick intros, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lucia, and today I want to share with my experience learning a second language. I has been and showing progress, but thanks to my love, and I will do and constant discipline. I have managed to make progress little by little, each step has been opportunity to grow and surpass my own limit.
Okay. Hi, I'm Daily. English has transformed my life. Today I will tell you about my experience learning English, a journey of growth, challenges, and many jobs.
Hi everyone, I hope you are doing very well. So my name is Winnie Vanessa Hernandez and learning English has definitely changed my life in extraordinary ways.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Castro and today I like to share a bit of my experience learning English.
Well, let's keep things up from the start. First questions. When did you all begin your journey of learning English and what sparked that interest? Lucia, please.
I began learning English in school, and ever since I've been fascinated by how to music and communications. The people can express their ideas in such diverse and creative ways. I always found it novel and excited how language can connect people in such unique ways.
Okay, I started learning English I very young ages in English in schools, but really focused on learning it when I graduated from high school when I taught an English course for 5 months, and that's when I became more interested and decided to study this degree course. I have always liked teaching.
Alright, so hi there, thank you. It's a good question, of course. And I decided to learn in English when I was 17 years old. Yeah. I remember that I didn't know what to do with my life or what career to choose, right? One day I said I wanted to learn English because I was curious about different cultures around the world, right? I also have a cousin who has been living in countries like China and Spain since 2015. She really, really inspired me to learn English in other languages. So for that reason.
In my case, I started learning English in 6th grade at school, but to be honest, I didn't learn much at that time. And later, and I began reading comics in English, and that really helped me understand the language better. And but it was until university that I started learning English more seriously.
Okay, I started learning English at a young age, I think around age 11. I'm not sure. Primarily an English language school, but also out of personal interest. I was always drawn to the language, which led me to pay more attention in class. I remember being at the top of my class and all my classes asking me for help. This led me to seek all additional resources like English songs and movies and series. Over time, I decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in foreign language with an emphasis on English, which allowed me to delve much deeper into the language, both academically and practically. Okay, let's face it, picking up a new language can be pretty tough. What were the biggest hurdles you faced, and how did you manage to overcome? David, please.
Okay. One of the biggest challenges was to understand conversation in English because many words sound almost the same, but I have already improved that by listening to more I use and understand the context to know what people are talking about. Also, another challenge is to speak in English really because of the pronunciation of some words, but I'm working on this to be improved in very day.
Alright, so I used to get afraid of speaking English in front of a lot of people and making mistakes. Oh my god, that was terrible, really. I think this fear involves more than just speaking. It's also about vocabulary, grammar, and having the confidence to use new words or expressions. Those things really matter when you're trying to speak fluently and it's hard to keep all of them in mind at once. Sometimes it's just impossible, really. But right now, I'm doing my best to keep those things in mind and practice English every day as a part of my routine. First, I set my smartphone to English. I read articles or books, in general, whatever, before to go to bed, right? And also, I listen to podcasts, music, and TDT talks about scientific topics. I also write a journal 3 times a week. So that's it.
One of the biggest challenges for me was speaking and writing, and I didn't have many chances to practice those skills. So, and I didn't improve much at first, but now I'm part of global online communities, and that gives me the opportunity to practice English more often, and that's really helped me.
Okay, one of the biggest obstacle I faced was writing down pronunciations. First, I struggled to pronounce sound correctly, especially since Spanish and English have two notable difference in how certain letter or sound combination are produced. To over this, I help myself as well by listening to music in English and repeat the sounds. I also look at the resource like videos and apps are they allowing me to practice pronunciation in a more interactive way. Over time, constant repetitions and paid work and will is not always perfect. I noticed the good improvement.
Well, I confess one of the biggest challenges was starting spoken English in real conversations, especially given the different accents and the speed at which the foreign girls visiting the academy where I study spoke. My weakness has always been expressing myself fluently. To overcome this, I started watching movies and series with subtitles, listen to podcasts, and force myself to speak English. Okay, during teaching practice and immersion course activities, little by little, I gained confidence and improved my listening and speaking skills. Yeah. Well, third questions. What really helped you improve your English? Let's share the good stuff, tips, habits, anything that make a difference. Lucia, please.
What really helps me improve English is practice it daily, especially listening to music and watching movies in English, plus speaking it with others, even making mistake, but how difference.
What helped me to improve my English was to watch episodes where people were speaking in English. I put the subtitles to learn the grammar. I research on the internet to learn grammar and prose. I love to learn more vocabulary and use it songs as to reform my knowledge. Of course, I create English learning lessons for the students where I did my internships.
What really helped me was practicing every day. I think that is the key, especially by speaking with others and watching movies in English. Consistency made a big difference, really.
For me, using English in my daily life helped me a lot, and I started reading books and comics and watching videos and talking with people from other countries, and all this in English. And these activities help me to feel more confident and connected to the language, and made the learning so much fun.
In my case, participating in practical writing, speaking, listening, and reading classes, creating digital educational resources like Kahoot games, and teaching others in my internship or at work have helped me consolidate my knowledge every day. Yeah, I also use techniques such as reading aloud, recording my pronunciation, and using interactive apps to reinforce vocabulary and grammar. Okay, the next question. So let's take a trip down memory lane. What's a standout or hilarious moment you have had while learning English? Dive in, please.
In a classroom where I was doing internship, I remember that I have to do a few activities. At first, I was very nervous, but in the end, I managed to communicate my ideas clearly and effectively. The experiences that me to overcome my fears and to feel more confident in speaking in public in English.
All right, so it is a funny question, you know, because during my first online English class, I thought my microphone was off, but I started singing loudly. The teacher and classmate heard everything and flat. It was embarrassing, but I broke the ice and made me feel more confident, more comfortable speaking after that.
Okay, I really highlight we learning English happened with my friends and decided to play karaoke one day. I should to sing the favorite easy children's songs as wanted to feel more comfortable with the language in the relax every month. At first, I was a little embarrassed as singing in other language isn't something you do every day. But the interesting thing was the saying my friends going in there and kept made the whole thing much more fun. That experience not only help me overcome my fear of speaking English, but I also showed that learning can be much more effectively when you enjoy in and share with others.
In my experience, thanks to my English skills, I've met people from different countries through online communities, and I can also read the comics I love and which are only available in English, and that has been a great and exciting experience for me.
Well, it's interesting experience, yeah. One of the most memorable experience was during my teaching internship when I designed interactive activities to teach grammar to, uh, I don't remember, 9 and 11th grade students. Yeah, to be honest, I like this whole virtual learning experience. It's my favorite as I use in my classes because it makes them easier to develop. Yeah, seeing how students engage and learn was very motivating for me. Yeah. Okay. Well, and the last questions. Yeah, it's the end. Let's take a moment to assess our current situation. How would you rate your English skills right now? And what are your aspirations for the future? Daily, please.
Okay, at the moment, my English level is good to intermediate. I have the ability to communicate, understand, and express myself. Although the only thing I'm lacking in this pronunciation of some words, I need to be more fluent. This is something I'm working on every day. To improve for the future, I aspire to reach an even higher levels of fluence and confidence to be able to manage in any situations. I aspire to have a high levels to be able to teach with excellence.
All right, so first one, I think that I have an intermediate level of English, but why I think that's right? I'm able to understand texts and general articles, okay, as well as follow everyday conversations as long as they don't include highlighted past vocabulary, like C1, of course. My pronunciation is a work in progress, sorry. I'm constantly working to improve. When it comes to writing, I can express myself in various academic topics using the vocabulary that I know, of course. However, every day I try to practice, okay, my English skills because I need to improve, of course. And I see myself in the future working as an interpreter or doing translation for different companies, especially in the field of international business.
Okay, I will rate my English level is intermediate. and then I start making mistakes, especially in pronunciations, which has been the most difficult for me. Despite this, I feel more confident in my ability to communicate. My great aspiration for the future is to be able to speak for to offering with fear, to be able to have fluid conversation and understand each other well in any situations.
For me, I have improved my English a lot, but I know it's not perfect yet. And my goal is to reach a C1 level this year. And I'm still working on it, but I believe I can achieve it with more practice that's possible.
Well, I currently consider myself to have a upper intermediate level in English with good reading comprehension, writing, and oral communication skills. My goal is to reach an advanced level with complete fluency, especially in academic and professional contexts. I want to prepare to teach with excellence, participate in international mobility programs, and continue to grow both personally and professionally through English. Okay, well, what an incredible journey it's been. I am so thankful for all the histories, laughter, and moments of reflection we shared today. A big shout out to Michelle, Nora, Winnie, and David for being part of this episode. And thank you for listening. We can't wait to have to you back to the next episode of Voices of Learning. Keep learning and growing. Until next time, take care.
Bye
All right,
bye.
bye bye.
Bye bye.